Welcome everyone to Relaxing Yin Yoga with me, Effie. Find your way on the ground, on your mat. Root the sit bones into the ground. Lengthen the spine, roll the shoulders down and back. Allow the shoulders to droop away from the ears. Chin parallel to the floor. Tuck the head back slightly so it's right on top of your shoulders. Feel free to close your eyes. And let us take these few moments to orient the mind and the body to the present. Notice where your body contacts the support beneath you. Notice all the muscles in the body that are keeping you upright. Notice those areas and those muscles that are allowed to relax. Your shoulders drooping away from the ears, arms resting at your sides, maybe hands on your knees. A certain amount of relaxation can be bestowed upon your legs, as they're not needed much to keep you upright. Relax all the areas that are not needed to keep you upright. And now notice how your body breathes as you inhale and exhale through the nose. Just breathing naturally. Noticing the flow of air. Notice how your body intakes air and then how it releases air. Notice every molecule of oxygen as you breathe in. Following the length of the exhale, notice or imagine all the molecules of carbon dioxide going out. Your body knows exactly how to breathe. And now we're going to use our consciousness to increase lung capacity, to soothe the nervous system. Inhale deeply in through the nose. Send the air all the way down to your belly. Feel the belly expand in all directions as you fill up your lungs with air. Expand your rib cage, filling up completely all the way up to your collarbones. And then exhale the air out of the nose from the collarbones. Contract the ribs and contract the belly button to the back of the spine. 100% of the carbon dioxide waste flows out, so that when you inhale back in through your nose, you can inhale nice and efficiently 100% fresh oxygen into your lungs. And exhale all the air out, the carbon dioxide. You don't need it anymore. This is a 3-part yogic breath using all of your lungs. And now apply a slight constriction at the back of the throat for ocean breathing. Ocean breathing is like fogging up a window, but your mouth is closed. A breathy breath, you sound like the ocean. Be loud enough so that you can hear yourself. It's an object for your mind to attach onto. When your mind gets squirrely and distracted, this is so normal. Our minds do this pretty much every moment of the day, except when we're sleeping. So when it does, be gentle and loving with yourself. Congratulate yourself for noticing that mind wandering. And then bring your attention back to somewhere in the present. It could be your breath, the feeling of your breath in the body, the sound of your breath, but also any other sensations and sounds that are happening in the present moment. Also, any other senses that are being activated in the present moment. So, what you taste, what you smell, in what you see, just observing your experience. And when your focus wanders, just refocus back on the present moment. You could use that as your intention for class today, or note an intention for class right now. It could be to stay in the present. It could be to honor your breath. It could be to focus on a sense of peace, or even just to practice suspending judgment, non-judgment. Whatever it is, note it now. Beautiful. Staying with your ocean breaths throughout class. On your next inhale, open your eyes. And let's start on the back. Laying on your back. On your exhale, hug your knees into your chest. Starting to gently get into the hips. Bring your hands onto your feet, the outside edges of your feet in line with your arches. Bring the feet so it's like you're walking on the ceiling. Knees on either side of the rib cage, bent in towards the armpits. Use your arms to bring the knees in towards the armpits on either side of the rib cage. But relax your spine, hips, legs, everything. Happy baby pose. Feel free to close your eyes. Breathe long and deep. Focus on the optimal depth in the pose today. Focus on relaxing. Yin Yoga's first principle is all about coming to an optimal depth. So you feel a good sensation in your body so that work is happening. Your cells are being signaled to lengthen, strengthen, heal, bring energy, bring blood flow to those areas. And wherever you feel it is where that messaging and that work in the body is happening. So sensation, whether it's a pulling or a compression, but no pain, never any pain. And you can relax. Because sometimes you can feel those sensations, but that you notice there's something still, there's a muscle that is still in tension or contracting. Soften and scan your body and soften those muscles now. As you soften your back and you pull on your feet, your knees in towards either side of the rib cage into your armpits. You might notice that your tailbone pops up off the ground. This is great. You're getting a little extra for your spine. Feel the compression in the hip joint as you pull on your feet. If you can't grab your feet, no problem. You can grab your shins or wrap your strap around your feet and grab your strap. Doesn't matter how you get into it, all that matters, or it doesn't matter what shape you're in either, as long as you're feeling it. Three more long, deep breaths here. On your next exhale, hug your knees into your chest. relax and release all your muscles. Roll along the length of your spine, back and forth, back, woo, and forth until you come up to a seated position. Extend the left leg out, bring your heel towards the midline of the body, and then cross your right leg over so that the right heel is beside the left hip, and then sandwich the right knee on top of the left knee. So we're trying to move the hip in a direction so that the leg is inward. However, the amount and degree will be dependent on your skeleton and, of course, how open you are. Root the sit bones into the ground. So this might be happening, this might be happening. Your knee might come very high. Put whatever you need underneath you so that you can relax it. We're trying to go for a sensation in the hip and underneath the leg. One, both, or both. Soften and relax the hips, the legs. Start to round forward, walking yourself forward. When you get to that point of depth where you can feel a good sensation and you can relax, put whatever you need underneath you and relax. So just an example, for me, when I start to walk forward, I don't feel anything in my hip, but then I hit a spot where I'm feeling underneath the leg. So I'm working the fascia and the connective tissue underneath my left leg right now, but not really much going on in the hip. I can also feel it in my low back, and if I hang my head, in my neck. So maybe those are the places that I'm working. You might be feeling it maybe in the hip, maybe even both hips. Wherever it is, that's what you're working most. Obey that sensation, honor that sensation. And then breathe into it. Relax, find your custom cloud, surrender, and breathe. Notice how you breathe, and notice how the sensation changes on the inhale and on the exhale. Stillness. Exhale all the air out. On your inhale, slowly push yourself up, take away any props. Extend your left leg. If you felt it in your low back and underneath your leg, Arch the back, arch your spine, head all the way back if your neck feels good. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, maybe point the toes. If you feel like you've really felt it in the hips, it might feel good to do windshield wiper, feet wider than hip distance apart, and switch the knees side to side. Noticing how the thigh bone rotates in the hip socket back and forth. Or you might even want to do both counter poses. When you're ready, sit up straight. Let's do the other side. Extend the right leg down. Bring the right ankle in towards the midline of the body. Left ankle and heel goes beside the right hip. Sandwich the left knee down, and of course, this side might look actually different. Usually they do. You can put whatever underneath you to make sure that you can relax. Soften and relax all your muscles as you start to round forward, walking your hands down, feeling how the sensation changes with this slow movement and as you breathe, and then find that depth, the sensation that helps you work the area but still relax. Suspend yourself up on your hands. Be very creative with how you bring your blocks up towards you or your props up towards you. When you found that Goldilocks spot, relax, surrender, enjoy the stillness, which is the second principle of Yin Yoga, breathing, meditating, in the stillness. Remember your long, deep ocean breaths. Exhale all the air out. On your inhale, slowly push yourself up. Take away your props. Unravel the legs. Either doing a nice back bend, compressing your spine, and windshield wiper. Feet wider than hip distance. Lean back. Switching knees side to side. When you've gotten that out of your hips, legs, and spine, come join me in tabletop. So tabletop is spread the fingers wide, hands underneath the shoulders, shoulder distance apart, Knees underneath the hips, hip distance apart. Slide your right knee, so starting first swan, slide the right knee behind the right wrist. If your hips are wider than your shoulders, then bring your knees a little outside the wrist. Bring the shin somewhere about a 45-degree angle, maybe less. Slide the left leg all the way back, left ankle in line with left hip. So if you look back, you've got one straight line there. Flex that right foot. If you're quite high off the mat, bring a block, prop, something underneath you. Start to relax down. As you sink down, start to sink forward, noticing the sensations in your body. Maybe you want to put some stuff underneath you to make sure that your hips are level, and then also something underneath your forehead so that you can relax your forehead. And of course, coming to your optimal depth. Feel it in the hips, wherever else you're feeling it. Make sure that those muscles can relax and sink down and surrender. Allow your hips to release and relax. Scan your body. Notice if there's any muscles still hugging the bone. Maybe there's still tension in your body somewhere. If there is, note whether the tension is from your mind, thoughts and emotions, distractions, or a pattern of tension in the body. Some people normally have a lot of tension in certain parts like trapezius muscles, hips, shoulders, neck. Relax those. Also, tension could be just from being too far in the pose, because your muscles automatically will clench up, tighten up to keep the joints safe. So you're using your consciousness, your mind, to tell your body, I got this, I got you, hip joints. You are safe. Relax. So that might mean that you need to come up a little bit, decrease the sensation, put a little more things underneath you so that you can relax down, and your body and muscles can say, ah, I am safe. All right, let's relax. This is all a practice. The more we practice relaxing, the better at relaxing we are. And the better we can relax in difficult situations, and the better we can relax when there are no difficult situations. When you're trying to rest, you can thoroughly and effectively rest. Takes practice. Exhale all the air out. On your inhale, slowly press yourself up. Keep yourself up in proud swan, noticing the compression in the low back for 3 more long, deep breaths here. Exhale all the air out. On your inhale, curl the back toes under and either raise your hips up into downward dog and walk your dog, or swing your left leg around, feet wider than hip distance, lean back and swish the knees side to side. Well, we've got somebody relaxed. When you've taken that out of your hips and your spine, the back of the tabletop, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, bring your left knee behind your wrist, shin about 45-degree angle, flex that foot, slide the right leg all the way back, right ankle in line with right hip, sink the hips down. When you see where you comfortably stop, put whatever you need underneath you and find your way to your Goldilocks depth. Relax, maybe stacking fists or putting something underneath your forehead so that you can relax your neck. Note any automatic thoughts here. Sometimes the mind will actually all the time, the mind will shoot out automatic thoughts. Maybe there was one that said, "Ugh, this is my bad side." So this is our chance to suspend judgment on that initial judgment. It's not the automatic judgment that we're non-judging. It's the one that comes after that. That's the one you have control over. Maybe we're practicing neutrality and observing, and you have the automatic thought, "Ooh, this is my good side." We're just observing, just noticing. That is all. We're trying not to keep the mind going with appraisals and further dialogue of the initial judgment, because this being your good side would also be a judgment. So just suspending judgment, practicing neutrality. Exhale all the air out. As you inhale, press yourself up into proud swan, feeling the compression in your low back. And staying here, suspending yourself up on your arms for the next 3 long, deep breaths. Exhale all the air out. Take away your props and do your counter pose, whether it's walking your dog or windshield wiper. When you're ready, find me on your belly. So chin on your hands. If this is too much on your neck, you can always relax your forehead down. Setting up for Sphinx pose, this might be your perfect Sphinx. Notice the sensation in your low back compression here. The closer your feet are together, the more intense the sensation is. The higher up your chest is, the more intense the sensation is. The lower down your chest is, the less sensation. And then the wider the feet, the less sensation. So you experiment with what's a good sensation for you. Make sure that your glutes are relaxed. Those are big muscles that are trying to support and protect your low back. When you found the height, so if it's on your elbows, make sure that the elbows are underneath the shoulders for stability here. I find it's always nice to relax the forehead on a lock so that the neck can really relax here. Anything in between. Yep, Zach has one under his chest, under his forehead, so you can go wherever feels comfortable, of course. And then soften and relax legs, glutes, low back, all the muscles in your back, the muscles that run along your spine, your neck. Relax. Imagine as you inhale, your breath goes up the front of your body, from the tops of the toes, the toenails, up the tops of the feet, up your shins, knees, thighs, belly. Maybe you feel a little stretch in your belly. All the way up to the crown of your head. And then as you exhale, a line of energy down your head, down the backside of your body, shoulders, back, glutes, down the backs of your legs, heels, down to your toes. On your last exhale, exhale all the air out. Take away the props and lower down onto your belly. Look over to your right. Bend your right knee, slide it along the floor until it's in line with your hip. Releasing the blood flow, energy flow down the right side of your spine. Relax. Slide the right leg back, turn over to your left side, bend the left knee, slide it along the floor until it's in line with the hip, and relax. Slide the left leg back and push yourself up and come to a seated position. For butterfly pose, bring the two soles of your feet together. Come onto your sit bones. You may need to sit on top of a block if you need gravity to help fold you forward. So legs are in a diamond. Heels so farther apart, you're going to get more into your hips. Heels closer, we'll get more into the groin. So I like to do something in the middle, but you do what you feel you need today. Start to round down as you're relaxed. Very slowly find your Goldilocks pose, the perfect depth, sensation, and when you get there, put whatever you need underneath you to relax. To recruit your calming nervous system even more, begin to extend the exhale here. Maybe you inhale for a count of 4 and exhale for a count of 6. Maybe you inhale for a count of 4 and exhale for a count of 8. As long as the exhale is longer than the inhale. Exhale all the air out. On your inhale, slowly press yourself up. Take away the props. Bring your hands underneath your knees and press them together. Feet hip distance apart. Bring the hands, fingertips pointing towards the toes, right under the shoulders on the floor. Then press the hips up. Reverse tabletop to release that out of the spine and hips. Head all the way back if the neck feels good. If there's any pinching, chin to chest. If reverse tabletop's not for you, Usually windshield wiper is a great counter pose for anything hippie, so. When you're ready, lie down into your Shavasana. Release the breathing technique. So usually feet wider than hip distance, hands away or arms away from the body, hands, palms up. Helps to relax the shoulders. Shoulder blades lay flat along the floor. Hips, relax. Feel free to close your eyes. Note your breathing. Just noticing. Each exhale relaxes you even more. Inhaling a sense of peace. Exhaling, all the muscles unwind. All tension drains out of your body. Each exhale, mentally scan and release any muscles that are still holding on. Sometimes areas of the body still hold some tension. That is okay. Allow that tension to be there. Accepting your experience as it is. Scan your body for the most relaxed part of you. Notice the sense of peace, calm, tranquility. Any pleasant sensations, notice them and linger there. Linger in pleasant sensations whenever you need or want to. For now, let's start to come out of deep relaxation by deepening your breath, bringing some movement in your fingers and your toes, starting to wake up. Start to do circles with your wrists and ankles. Circle in one direction, and then in the other. Raise your arms up above your head, point your toes, give yourself a nice stretch. Bend your knees and roll onto your left side using your left bicep as a pillow. when you're ready, press yourself up and come up to a seated position just the way we started. Root the sit bones into the ground, lengthen the spine, roll the shoulders down and back, chin parallel to the floor. Head tucked back slightly so it's right on top of the shoulders. Bring your hands to heart center, knuckles of the thumbs into the center of the chest, activating your heart chakra. More love and compassion shining through at all of you. Feel free to close your eyes. May you walk and may you be peaceful and calm. May you honor yourself and give yourself the time, attention, and patience to grow this peace within you. Have a beautiful evening, day, and week. Namaste. Thank you for joining, and I'll see you next time.